SD core is an approach to evolving the core of your network from legacy routing technology to next generation switching technologies such as white boxes, network function virtualization, or even future programmability languages like P4. If you're a service provider or a large enterprise, you want to be able to migrate the core of your network to next generation technologies while maintaining service continuity. So what Lumina Networks has done is created a set of technologies and services that allow you to make that transition. The key element in making SD core work is the Lumina SDN controller. This is an open daylight-based controller with a number of southbound plugins that connect to different types of networks. So things like OpenFlow, NetConf, BGP-SEP, P4 in the future, and others. You can connect these different domains inside your core network while you migrate or evolve another part of the network. Using this technique, you can maintain service continuity while you're actually evolving the infrastructure that underlies your core network. Everybody is going to be moving to these new technologies at one point or another. So things like NFV, white boxes, next-gen programmability languages, and so forth. But the question really is, how do you do it? How do you get there? And SD core is an approach to make that evolution, to make those migrations while maintaining the services that you have in place. There's a number of open source products and standards that can be involved here. Lumina in particular uses the Lumina SDN controller, which is based on Open Daylight, powered by Open Daylight. We're a pure play supplier of Open Daylight controllers. And as an open source project supported by all of the vendors in the industry, we're able to connect a wide variety of systems to Open Daylight to facilitate migration to SD core. One approach that seems to be working for our service provider customers is to do this in several phases. So first, start with a next generation POC, say a white box or an OpenFlow network. You can build that out. You can prove that out in a POC or in the lab, and then once you have that operating, place it into production. You can selectively route traffic between the new network and the existing network. Using the Open Daylight controller provided by Lumina, you can then use the same technology to optimize the operation of the existing network. So you can use Open Daylight and Lumina applications that we create to configure that equipment to automate its operation. And then ultimately you can combine both of these networks, the new network technologies and the existing network technologies, harmoniously so that you can operate services over both simultaneously. The way that Lumina helps is, first of all, we have open source based technology, controller and applications that do not lock our customers into us. It gives, the way we approach this, it gives our customers flexibility and options. So we help them build these technologies into their network. And one of the things that we have to do that is NetDev Services. NetDev Services helps our customers build the interfaces to the new and the existing equipment, to the new or in some cases existing orchestration tools, so that we can actually get these technologies operating and service ready in the provider's network. Some of the technology partnerships we have with next generation switching companies, such as NovaFlow, such as Pika 8, and others. Those are a couple of our key partners. On the orchestration side, we've worked in environments with Netcracker, with Sienna, with Cloudify. The open source-based control plane that we use actually facilitates these integrations fairly easily. We have ways of connecting to VIMs, such as OpenStack, for example, Kubernetes in other cases, so that in a virtualized environment where the VNF may be a virtual switch or another virtual function of some sort, we can work with the VIM to understand where that instance is set up and then provide the connectivity for that instance into the SD core use case. We have SD core in use today at Tier 1 service providers, and we've helped them to harden the technology and actually build the interfaces and integrations that they need to get it operating in their network and in their production network relatively quickly. The typical services that we have deployed today, we have an L3 VPN service that is operating over new network infrastructure that's used to interconnect data centers. We have an E-line service, which is a classic networking service, also operating over a white box network in another Tier 1 service provider.